Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can add a YouTube video to your Squarespace website. I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can do this and we'll talk about the pros and cons of each method. I'll also tell you which method is my favourite and the reasons why, and we're also going to look at making sure that these ways of adding your video also look good on mobile as well as desktop. If you're building a website on Squarespace and you haven't already got a copy of my Squarespace website checklist, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. It's completely free to download and you can check off all the steps as you build your website to ensure that you've done everything on the back end before you launch. The first method that I'm going to show you today is definitely the easiest. So we're going to start by clicking Edit, and I'm on a blank page over here that doesn't even have any sections added yet, so I'm going to add a blank section. And I'm going to click on Add Block up here in the top left, and I'm going to find video. So this is a video block, and I'm just going to drag that into the center and just make it just a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. Okay, so that's the video block. And then if we hover over the video block and click on this pencil icon, we have the option here to add a video. So click on the plus. So we can either upload a file from our computer, we can select a file from our asset library, but today we want to add a video that we already have on YouTube. So we are going to add a video from a link. So select this option, and here it just asks for the URL of the video. So I'm going to hop over to my YouTube channel and grab the URL. Here I am on my YouTube channel. And let's just choose this video as an example. This is my latest video on blogs. So we'll just pause that because we don't need to watch it. But if we click on this share option over here, and right here is the video URL, we click copy, and that copies it to the clipboard. And then we can hop back over to Squarespace and we just paste it here and click add. And there it is, there's my video. If we scroll down on this pop-up that we've got here, we've got the option to add a custom thumbnail. So if we toggle that on, you can add an image here to have as a thumbnail. Now I'm quite happy with the thumbnail that I have created for YouTube, so I'm not going to add a custom thumbnail here. So I'll switch that off. And then the rest of the options here are grayed out because these are only appropriate for videos that you upload as a file. So your MP4 or your MOV file formats, if you've uploaded that from your computer. But as this is a URL YouTube video, we don't have these options. And then there's a further option down here to add a description. So we could add a description if we wanted to. And it just appears here underneath the video, but I'm not going to do that today, so I'll delete the description. So that's it, that's my video added. And if we just click out of this pop-up, we can hop over to mobile view. We can do that by clicking on this mobile icon in the top right, and we can have a look on mobile. That looks pretty good as well. It's sized down to the screen. It's not squashed up. It's not too big that it's kind of coming off the edge of the screen. So it looks good on desktop and it looks good on mobile too. So I'm going to click save and come out of editing mode. And then if we hop on over onto preview mode, we can play the video. And I'm just going to mute it because we don't need to listen to what it says, but you can see it plays seamlessly just here on preview mode as well. So while this is definitely the easiest way to add a video to your Squarespace website, it's not the best way, and I'm going to show you why. If I hover over the video and I click pause, you see that there are some options that pop up here, and one of these videos is mine, which is great. But the other 4 options that have popped up are not my videos. And this now acts as a distraction to my site visitors, that if they click on one of these other videos, they'll be taken away from my website and away from my content that I've worked so hard to get them to see. And I don't want that. I want everyone to stay on my video and on my website. So that's the disadvantage of using a video block to add a YouTube video. But I'm going to show you 2 other ways which get around this problem. So if we come out of preview mode and go back into edit mode, and we'll just make this section bigger. And the next way I'm going to show you is by using an embed block. So click here on the add block on the top left and just type in embed and select the embed block here. And we can make that central. I'll make that wider as well, so it's the same size as the video I've got above it. And this time I'm going to click on the pencil icon and I'm going to select code snippet on the pop-up that comes up, and then I'm going to select embed data. And here we want to embed the code for the video. So if we hop back over to my YouTube channel, and this time, instead of selecting this URL, we are just going to select embed. And down here in the bottom right, we can select copy and hop back over to Squarespace and just paste that in there. So there's my video. It looks a lot smaller than the video above it, but we've got the opportunity to change the width and the height. So we can change the width here where it says width equals 560. We can change the width there, and I usually like it about 900. And we can also change the height here. So let's try that at 500. And that looks a lot better. The size looks good now. However, if I just move this out of the way, you can see that it's not actually quite central to the block just here. So we can get around that by just going to the very beginning of the code and typing the word center in between carets. And now that's centralized the video to the content block there. So that's good. Now, the thing that we definitely want to do while we're embedding this code is ensure that if someone was watching our video, but they were to pause it, that they're not met with options of videos from other content creators. We want to keep them on our content on our website as much as possible. So in order to do that, you need to locate the URL for the video. So that starts with the HTTPS www.youtube.com, and it starts with a quotation mark here. And if you just follow that along, and you'll see there is a question mark in the middle, and then we have some other letters and numbers, and then quotation marks just there at the bottom. So what we want to do is everything between the question mark and the quotation marks, you just want to select that and delete that and replace it with REL equals 0. And that is what is going to ensure that when they pause the video or when they get to the end of the video, your site visitors are not met with other people's content. So let's just double check that that's worked. Let's come out of this pop-up. Let's click save and come out of edit mode and go into preview mode. And scroll down to the second video, because this is the one where we use the embed block, and we'll click play and then we'll click pause, and you'll see now all the options that come up are my videos. So even if the person who's watching this video has gone ahead and paused it, if they get distracted by these other options, the other options are my content. I'm still keeping that person in my environment, in my content. And that's much better for my analytics, for my SEO, to raise my authority. And that's what I want. So this method is preferable to the previous method that I showed you using a video block. Now, the third method that I'm going to show you is very, very similar to this embed block, but it's using a code block. So let me show you how to do that. Let's come out of preview mode and click edit, and we'll scroll down to the bottom and click on add block. And this time we just want to type in code and select code. And again, we'll just make that nice and wide, and we'll click edit here. So we'll get rid of all the code that's in there first, and then in between carets, I just want to type the word center before I do anything else so that the video is nice and centralized. And you'll see my cursor's in the middle of the two, which is exactly where I want to paste my code. So I'm going to hop back over to YouTube, and this is the same embed code that I clicked on for the embed block that I used before. And I'm just going to click copy, hop back over to Squarespace and click paste. And there's my video appeared. It's nice and centralized already because I put center at the very beginning, but it's small. And again, I can change the width by just scrolling along across this code until I come across width and height. So for the width, we want 900, and for the height, we want 500. And that's much better sized. And again, we just want to do that thing where we get rid of the other options that pop up in terms of content. So we just want to locate the URL for the video, which starts with HTTPS. We've got the quotation marks, and just keep going until you find that question mark. And everything after the question mark, but before the second set of quotation marks, you can delete and just type in REL equals 0. And if we come out of this pop-up, click save, click exit, and scroll down to the bottom and click play, and then we click pause, we'll see now that the options that appear are my content and no one else's content. So if this person gets distracted, they're being distracted by me, which is a good thing. The other time that it's important to ensure that we've got options for ourselves as well is if we go all the way to the end of the video. So usually on YouTube, when you finish a video, YouTube will suggest other videos that are relevant to you that you might be interested in. But again, we want that to be our own videos. We don't want our visitors to be distracted by other people's content. So if we let this video just play all the way to the end, you'll see that the options that they're now met with are my videos, and they're not going to be distracted by other content creators. So this is my preferred method. I find the code block a little bit easier to navigate than the embed block. Ultimately, they have the same effect and the same result, but I personally find the code block easier to navigate. So that's my preferred method. So that's it. Those are the 3 different ways you can add a YouTube video to your Squarespace website. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any further Squarespace tutorials. There's a link to my Squarespace website checklist in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with your website.